By default, when you record a cue, it will be given a time of 3 seconds. So, i.e., when we go into the cue, lights fading up will take 3 seconds, and any lights fading down will also take 3 seconds. And that's because that is the console defaults, but they can be changed. So to do that, we can go to Options, System Properties, and within System Properties, you can go to the Show Defaults, and then you've got cue time and downtime here, and you can edit those defaults. But I'm going to go and click Cancel on that, because 3 seconds is fine for the default. But I do want to now go and make some changes to some of these times. So I'm going to open my visualizer window. I'm going to open Capture there just so we can see things a little bit easier on stage. So what have we got going on? Well, we go into Q2 and we've got our front light fading off. But I might want to make a change to the timings of cue number 2. Actually, I want that transition to be much slower. I want it to be 5 seconds, for example. So I'm going to type in a bit of syntax to define that. I'm going to go and say that I want to set Q2 to a time of 6 seconds. So I'm typing in the syntax there, Q2 times 6, enter. And you'll see that that has then updated the time. So let's rerun that. I'm going to double click on 1.5 and I'm going to press go to go into 2, and the lights fading up will take 6 seconds and the lights taking down will now take 6 seconds. Now if you're in a queue, so we're in the queue at the moment, it's got a yellow border around it. If we're in a queue, we don't have to define the queue number. If I want to update this time, let's say I now want to update the time to be 5 seconds, maybe 6 is a little bit long, I can just literally say queue time and automatically the current queue is populated. I literally just hit queue time, so I can do queue time 5, enter. Taking that a step further, I don't even have to tap queue. If we're in the queue that we want to edit the time of, I can just literally go ahead and hit time, and automatically the console will put in Q2 because it knows that we're currently in Q2. So if I want to say a time of 7, I can literally just say time 7, enter, and that updates the current queue to a time of 7 seconds. Now maybe I run through this. There's my 1.5, I press go, and I realise, oh, actually, the lights that are fading up, I want them to come up pretty much straight away. But those lights fading down, yeah, I am happy with their longer fade time. So I can start to do split times. Lights fading up can have a different time to those fading down. So for this example, I'm going to go and say that I would like Q2, and I want Q2 to have a up time of 2, so I'm going to say time 2, but then I'm actually going to go ahead and tap time again, and that will then put a slash in, and I can then define what I want to be the fade time, and in my case I want it to be 7. So that syntax string I typed was Q2 time 2 times 7, enter. And now we see, rather than just saying time on the queue, we get up and down displayed. So if we go into 1.5, now when I press go, the lights fading up take 2 seconds, and the lights fading down, our green values there, well, they still take the 7 seconds for us. So that's how we can start to add split times. Now let's say that I realise, right, well, okay, queues 10 through to 12, I know that all of those queues, I want to have a fade time of 8 seconds. Well, in those cases, I'm going to use the syntax queues 10 through 12, time 8, enter. And that has updated the time of all of those queues all at once. So you can see there the syntax was queue 10 through 12, time 8, enter. And of course, I could have then mixed and matched. If I wanted all of those queues to have an up of 2 and a down of 8, I could have said queue 10 through 12, time 2, time 8, enter. So you can start to mix and match all of these different combinations to get what you need. In the case of Q4, we realise Q4, actually I just want it to be a couple of seconds longer. I just want the time of Q4 to be a couple of seconds longer. So I'm going to say that I want Q4 time of +2. So I can say Q4 time +2, enter. And it then adds a couple of seconds. So it was at 3 because it was at default, and it's added a couple of seconds so that now Q4's fade time is 5 seconds. Equally, I could now say, oh, actually, I know it needs to be much quicker. It needs to be 4 seconds quicker. This time I'm going to go and say Q4 time -4, enter. And that's then going to take 4 seconds off of Q4. So all of this has been working at intensity level. We've been talking about intensities in terms of the up and the down, but we might want to start to get specific in terms of which attributes take different timings. And for that, we can use attribute family timing. To access attribute family timing, I could go and click on any queue's number. And if you click on a queue number, yep, you can go and edit the queue name from there as well. And you can also see that's where you can actually edit the timings in these text fields. But as well as that, if I wanted colour to take longer than position, I can go and click attribute family timing. And that then actually gives me a simple text box where I can literally type in the timings. I might want to say that colour is going to have a fade of 3, whereas position, actually, I want position to have a fade of 5, and click close on that. And if we do that, we've now got AFT displayed for attribute family timing. That is telling you that your attributes are not going to be adhering to the queue time. They've got their own timing information that they are going to be using. Now, you can also, if you want to, set that information as a syntax string as well. So what have we got here? Q10, there we go, yeah, Q4 is our fixtures, they're in blue, and then Q10, they change to red. So I might want to decide, oh, actually the colour time needs to be different. So this time what I'm going to say, I'm in Q10, so I don't need to define Q10. I can just go ahead and straight away hit time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say time and then keep tapping it. So time is intensity, tap time again, we then get down, tap time again, we get position time, tap time again, we get colour time. So you can just keep tapping time until you see the time that you want to edit. And actually I want colour to actually have a fade of 0. I want the colour to snap. So I'm going to go and say 0, enter. So now if we go to Q4, there we are, there's our Q4, go into Q10, colour snaps. But our intensity is still fading. And if I go and click on my queue number again, go to attribute family timing, you can see there that that syntax string is just literally updated that text field that we'd made there. So if you want to use syntax, you can just say time and then keep tapping time until you get the attribute family you want. And it's just going to then loop back through each time you tap time. Now, often you might know exactly the timing you want for a queue at the point of recording. Q16 is my last queue, there it is, but what I might want is a snap blackout. So to get that, I'm going to say select active, and I'm going to go and say @0 enter, and there we go, I've got my blackout, and I want to record this now as my Q17, and Q17 needs to be a snap blackout. So I'm going to go and say record Q17 with a time of 0. Of course, if I wanted the fade down time to be different, I could go ahead and tap time again. And indeed, I could also set my attributes to be different. I could set colour to be different as well, all in the same syntax string. But I'm not worried about that. I just want time to be 0. I want it to be a snap. So I've just said record Q17 with a time of 0, enter. And that now records my queue with the timings all at once. It's recorded that all in one go with my timing so that I don't have to go back and edit it.